Live in the Rhythm Hive. Let me check and see if it's on.
Somebody's phone is buzzing on the table.
That was mine. It just said the South Stands live because I
No.
Oh,
He's
got a little
I watch your shit when I'm not here.
little notification, huh? So it just said it's live?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I get that feed.
It's amazing how fucking shit works.
I'm telling you.
Let me do this because I got to tweet the link.
And then I will retweet the link per tradition.
Okay, yep, there we are. Live broadcast. Brought to you by Sobo Liquors. Says it right on the thing.
At Sobo Liquors, I hope.
No, it does not say ad. I can change it.
Yeah, put an
I
ad
can
in
change it
there.
real quick. Let me
That way they'll
share
see it.
this real quick.
These volume levels are good for you guys?
Yeah, dude, you sound fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Way better than Scott.
Yeah, right.
He should just stop coming. He's so busy and so well.
Why am I not logged in? What the fuck is this?
Everybody's so busy. This is a fucked up time.
Dude, we are all busy.
Oh, there it is.
Everybody's busy. La 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 la.
Oh shit! Come on now.
You logged out of Twitter?
No, it's just taking forever.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Zip. Zap.
She sells seashells by the seashore. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much would a woodchuck chuck
woodchucker.
if a woodchuck?
Okay, it's been tweeted. The link has been tweeted, so find
There
it.
it is.
I'm going to see if I can modify this. You want at Solo?
At Sobo Liquors,
Okay.
purveyors of fine wines.
Is it all one word?
Isn't that the place
Bush?
right down there? Like the
Yeah.
super
You
ghetto
doing-
place?
No,
Oh.
no,
Oh,
no.
Are you
Liquors,
doing the
liquors,
Twitter thing at Sobo Liquors?
Yeah,
So
like a-
all
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Okay.
No, it's like it's really nice. It's at
Okay.
Evans and Broadway. Mark Wycroft. It's a nice place.
Yeah.
Nice
Home Liquors
place.
is
They have a
nice.
drive-through.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, the liquor stores around here a little bit sketchy. Some
At Sobo Liquors.
are cooler than others.
Well,
Okay.
they served a purpose when I was in high school.
Well, yeah, and they still do.
Drive all the way downtown.
They still do.
Started.
All right, I'm ready to roll. Let me get this going. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Now, I just gotta make. So I'm gonna.
I got
We're gonna play Freya.
but I'm not gonna start it. At
You're gonna
max
start it
volume.
loud.
I'll start it
No,
all
you're
the
gonna
way
start
loud.
that
Don't
fucking
keep it
loud.
I mean, don't start too loud, but
I can raise
You
it a
can
little
ramp it
bit.
a little bit
yeah.
in the early.
Yeah.
Sure, I don't know how Scott does that.
okay. So I'm
I really need
gonna
to
start
sit down
recording.
and just-
So if you're ready to go, I'm gonna point to you.
As soon as you point to me, the song starts.
Okay.
Yes.
You
And
ready?
then he'll point to me, and then when I start talking, you kind of bring it.
Then
And
bring it
then
down.
once you start talking is when I bring it all the way
I
down.
bring it all the way down. Everyone wants to hear me. You
Your
don't wanna hear the fucking-
house.
Okay, you ready?
Are we gonna-
Are you ready?
Podcasting from the Sportique Studios, where we're on pins and needles waiting for the real season to start. Come on now, Pumpkin Spice. We've waited long enough. This is the South Stands Denver Fancast. I'm Colin Daniels with guest producer Bronco Jeff.
Jack.
Hey, yo,
And
what's up?
your host, John Reedy.
Hey!
Yeah! Woo!
Oh
Wee!
wow!
Ah,
You really brought that down. I was trying to have a sip of beer.
God, yeah, very sudden. Very sudden.
It was very sudden for you to fill in for Scott. We appreciate it, Bronco Jeff. Thanks for being
Hey,
here.
it's all my pleasure. Thanks, Scott, for allowing me to fill your big shoes. I'll try not to let you down.
His shoes aren't that big, and they're always in
big. I think yours are bigger, actually.
Yeah,
So,
probably so.
Welcome
Significantly larger.
Significantly larger. Welcome to the show, everybody. South Stands Live, South Stands Denver Fancast. We're in the 10th year, baby.
That's amazing.
It is now officially 10 years since when we first started doing the show, because we started right before the Broncos season began. And I don't know if it was like the first week or the second week before the season, But here we are, 10 years later. We're still doing the show by hook or crook. I mean, once every 6 months, once every 6 months or so. But we're still doing it. It's pretty great to be back here and doing it for this long. What are your thoughts on that, Colin?
Well, I remember when we first got started, you and I spoke at a baby shower for a child who's now easily 10 years old.
Yeah, every 10 years old.
I was listening to the Adam Carolla podcast, and you were listening to the Adam Carolla podcast, and I was like, hey, you know what I thought would be fun? And we started doing it. And at the time, you'd tell people, we have a podcast, you should listen to it. They'd be like, what is that?
What the fuck?
What is a podcast? It's like is that some sort of internet radio show? And of course, at the time, internet radio actually was kind of a thing, and you were involved.
Scott did internet radio, yeah.
Sure. So there was actually a completely different thing. This was a file. It's an MP3 file. You can get them on Napster, and you can get them through Apple iTunes, and look for us on iTunes. And we kind of developed a little following early on, and then along came Colorado Sports Guys, that shit show.
Oh, no. That's not even.
Are they even still doing
I
that?
don't know. I think it's now Jeff Morton does his own thing. It's like a solo act.
The Mortcast.
Yeah, he does his own solo thing because he couldn't keep that shit show together, so he has to do his own thing. But no, it's pretty wild. We've had a lot of shows. This is technically the 286th show, and you'd think, well, 10 years, if you did a show a week, then that'd be a lot. But obviously, we've not done a show a week in 10 years. But it's still quite a lot of shows. I was hoping to hit maybe 300 before we get the 10 year mark. But hey, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Life happens. But still the best show. Now, if you notice, most people if they have a sports podcast, they're like, hey, I talk about the Nuggets or I talk about the Broncos. They're very focused on it. But we've always covered all the sports and everything in between. And now, have you noticed, BSN has a show where they talk about
Denver
all the
sports.
Yeah, come on, guys, it's been done. Let's go. Maybe you do it several times a week. Hats off to you, rats off to you, if you will. Yeah, it's been done. So let's not even try to attempt that.
I just look at it as imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. However, there are still things they will not discuss at BSN. Things that we will talk about here on the Fancast, which are those things that relate to our experiences as a fan, particularly as it comes to how we ingest our sports, the kinds of interactions we have with various media in town. And that'll always be our unique ability and unique hallmark because we aren't associated with the teams like BSN is. We're not associated with a network, as it were. We're not associated with a station. And so, therefore, we have the opportunity to talk about all of the other different kinds of things that have happened. I'll give you a fine example, not to rapidly change the subject you, but just yesterday, Tom Helmer did the TV broadcast for the Boston market coverage of the Red Sox at the Rockies. So I thought that was interesting, especially since we've all reached the conclusion during the course of this awful season that our local broadcast team could maybe use a little work. And so to see a guy who is so popular here, who's gone on obviously to enjoy a career outside of Denver, to be doing television in a market that size opposite our own broadcasters here in town, kind of heartbreaking. And I wonder if he jumps up on tables in excitement celebrating a big Red Sox win.
He probably doesn't, because that's what got him canned here, because he became too likable. And everyone was like, they said, oh, we can't have that. We can't have you becoming the product. We got to make sure it's as bland as possible. And that's kind of one of the reasons why he got shipped out of here, I think. So, no, the Rockies broadcast is terrible. And I think it really it mirrors what's going on with the team, in that they think like, well, we've got this. This is great. This is really good. This is a great product. And then it falls on its face. And I think they go, well, shit, Drew Goodman's been doing this for 30 years.
I think on paper, I can't imagine why it would be bad. It just is.
It just is. And it's bad. But I think the reason why it persists is because, just like the team, they don't see what any of the issues are, and they just kind of keep trotting out there, and it just continues to be bad. It's probably everything in the organization probably has a similar thing where they kind of go, oh, it's fine, it's great, everyone loves these guys. It's like, no, Like even my elderly parents can't stand those guys. They can't stand them. They can't stand the TV guys or the radio guys.
And I'll tell you where the contrast was very apparent this season was the couple of times the Rockies were on ESPN's, Friday Night Baseball or Sunday Night Baseball or whatever. Seeing those, hearing the field mics, so much better. The crowd shots, so much better. Camera work, so much better. Announcers, so much better. Analysis, so fucking much better. Everything right down to the pitch analysis and the graphics and everything else, just so much better. AT&T Sportsnet does a absolutely terrible job.
On the surface, if you just watched it and knew anything about it, you just go, oh, whatever, sports broadcast. But if you watch other ones and you watch that, you would see a huge difference.
They don't express the excitement and intrigue of the game at all.
And they talk too much.
And they eat on air.
That's the main thing. If you watch one of those other broadcasts, like, don't you remember watching baseball and like being like a Saturday afternoon, and it's just like there's just silence. There's just
until the crack of dawn.
And then there's a lull where they just kind of go, we're gonna lay out for a second, just let you enjoy it. You can hear like the crowd murmuring. They don't do that on Root Sports, and it's obnoxious as hell. They always have to try to fill space. They have to keep talking. They have to say about some bullshit, which brings my next point. Wouldn't it be great if that was taken out of their hands and it was given to somebody else? And then they could maybe, put some new blood in there. Maybe keep some of the same people, but obviously put somebody else in there that knows how to do it better. One good suggestion might be altitude, but we've got a little issue with altitude, don't we, Colin?
We do. And I think it's the most intriguing story in sports. So it's a great place, at least in our market, great place to start. Right now, altitude is dueling with all of the cable providers, Comcast, Dish Network, and DirecTV. And there's a back and forth going on between basically the PR departments of each. Altitude is asserting that they are asking these networks to accept the same package they've had in years before. The outlet, specifically Comcast, is asserting that Altitude's trying to jack the price up on them, which I find believable because the outlook for both teams is so encouraging coming up this season.
Sure.
So there is a duel. Altitude sent out a press release today, which I was fortunate enough to get my hands on, and it essentially threatens viewers, saying if they don't communicate with these outlets on their behalf, that you may not have Avalanche hockey and Denver Nuggets basketball on TV.
And the Colorado Rapids,
and of course everybody's watching. They say in this press release, Altitude is eager to continue delivering its coverage of the Nuggets, Avalanche, and other. They don't even mention the Rapids by name, and other local and regional teams, games to Dish, Comcast, and DirecTV. Although Altitude has been negotiating in good faith for fair market rates and for terms and conditions no different than the ones under which these distributors have been carrying us since the initial launch 15 years ago, all three distributors have so far refused Altitude's offers. So they're kind of putting the ball in the hands of the consumer to assert themselves. And we've seen this same kind of
like they
duel.
Go, Dish Network's going to drop Fox News.
They're going to drop 9 News.
Yeah, in 9
that
news,
was a couple of years ago that happened. So, go to bat for your network and let them know. And my answer to that is streaming. And yes, it would make a ton of sense in terms of consolidation to bring the Rockies to Altitude. And I understand their TV deal is up and available.
What a powerhouse that would be. You imagine,
that would be a powerhouse.
Imagine if they had the Rockies, Avalanche, and Nuggets.
Nonstop broadcast.
It'd be a nonstop broadcast. Now,
they already have Altitude too, so if games conflicted, they could work that out.
Absolutely. Now, of course, the streaming topic came up, and of course, everyone was like,
and it will continue.
And I was like, shit, I'd pay $100 a year for that. And if you got 200,000 people to pay $100 a year across the world, at minimum, I mean, that's a lot of fucking money, plus the advertising they get. But I guess somebody pointed out that all of that is handled through the NHL. So Altitude themselves probably can't offer a streaming service because they have to go through the NHL, the NBA.
And the NHL has a deal with either they have their own product, which I would subscribe to if I were a big hockey fan, but then they also have deals with local providers. So if you want to stream, let's say a Nuggets game, right now you can. There's a product called Altitude Go. The problem is you log into your Altitude Go account with your Comcast
Through your
credentials.
table.
So it doesn't make any difference. And I wrote about this years ago. I tweeted the link out today. I wrote a column called Altitude, I want to cut the cord, but you've got it wrapped around my neck. And that's essentially the case. If I could get a streaming product that included all three of those teams, I'm with you. I think $100 a year would be a value because I'm spending $280 a month right now to subscribe to Comcast. And I could get my HBO Go, I can get my Netflix. If I could get my sports the same way, it would be a deal changer. But the cable companies know that, and that's why it's so critical to them to retain regional sports broadcasting networks, because if they didn't, the cord cutting would increase that much more.
We might be having a technical issue. It's acting all funny. So why don't we take a break and see if this changes, or if it's like it's disappearing, it's reappearing. I don't know what the fuck it's doing. So why don't we take a break? You got a song?
Oh, absolutely.
And take a song, take us out, and then I'll mess with this, and we'll see. And if it's fucking up, then maybe we could just go straight to YouTube. We can just say fuck it. Let's take a quick break. Be right back. That's fucking with it.
Okay, as soon as the music
Let me bring it out. So what it was doing, let me go back and check. Let me save it first. What it was doing is that it was going, and then all of a sudden there'd be a big gap, and then it would catch up, and then there'd be a big gap, and it would disappear. So I don't know what the fuck got recorded, but let me show. What did I say? 286. I bet it's that load disc thing.
Is anybody watching on YouTube? Can we ask them for?
No, I can't fuck with it.
Disk is full. So.
Oh, it's trying to save to desktop.
Nah. Well, it's the folders on the desktop. That's right. That's where I think I keep it. So. So I got to get that thing up because it needs to clean up some disk space. Unless do you want to delete some shit?
Yeah.
Now, if you've got a ton of shows on there, get rid of them because I have them. So go into that folder first. Shows. It's under shows. Oh yeah, wipe all that out. It's probably killing the fucking memory. Just go all the way down and. Be right back. But you can still watch us on YouTube. Watch us
dude, that's
deal with this live. It's going to take forever to delete all that. There's probably gigs of fucking shows on there because it was like 35 shows on that hard drive.
Here, delete 269 and 270.
What's 269, 270?
Those are the first two I did.
Oh, you were on those?
Which was funny because that was the day that you read your article about the cord around your neck.
The
Altitude.
cable?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's no different than like when the fucking oil companies buy the patent for, solar engines.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want the product that makes the most sense. Like,
yeah, dude, that was massive gigs, and it's slowly deleting. It said too much to recycle, must permanently delete.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's just creeping along.
I got all that shit. I got everything on.
Isn't this exciting, folks? Bet you're glad you watched, huh? 15% complete.
Well, when it's done, I'll go check and see if it was gapped. Because if it had a bunch of gaps in it,
I call it gaped.
I was thinking about calling it that. We might just need to
do it all over again.
Or you could take those gaps out.
I could. And we just said let the first part. I didn't notice it until right kind of near the end, so I don't know if it was. I love that song, Clash.
Yeah,
Sandinista
is so.
I did a bunch of yard work and listened to all of Sandinista a couple months ago and just fucking soaked it in.
Yeah,
So good.
outdoor audio at your house.
Nah, just headphones.
Headphones.
Yeah, just wireless headphones.
Fuck, man. I set up some outdoor speakers in my house. They're just, it's all I give a shit about. I'm like, I just put me on the porch and turn the tunes on. If I'm doing yard work, crank it up. I'll do fucking labor.
Oh, I listen to so much shit. Like, I'd just be like, I'm going to listen to every Judas Priest album I have. And I'm like, I'm just out there working for like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's fine. Like,
That's great.
Show 286.
yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no, we got it already. Oh, are you in the folder?
Yeah, I try to keep it within the.
Oh, you saved it already?
It didn't save, remember? Wait, what was that folder? That folder looked different. Did you make a new folder?
Save.
I have it. I have a folder already.
Save project as. Save in.
Wait, let's see. Wait, before you do it. Yeah, that's the folder, right?
Show 286.
Yeah. Now type show 286. It's got the data. Okay. All right. Let me check the sound. See if it's all fucked up. Why is that taking so long?
Because it's still deleting.
Oh, is it still deleted?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, looking at it, dude, you're clean.
Okay, maybe. Because remember when it was doing that?
Yeah. That was a different computer, though. That was a different computer. This one's got a really good sound processing card.
All right, well, let me just.
It looks pretty. Okay, hold on. I'm going to see where we're. All right, we should be cooking with grease now. We deleted.
Let me check it real quick.
Multiple gigs of data. Like 30.
Yeah. Oh, it had to have been tons because that. Can you give me my headphones real quick?
I think that's you.
That's not me. It's a straight on, I think.
So did that save what we have so far?
Looks that way.
We think. Let me check it real quick.
We're not going to the questions. Right now is the questions after your adverts?
Yep. Yep, and then I do questions, and then I do a read.
Yeah, you do
then
read,
the questions,
and another song, then talk. Yeah, it's weird trying to pick out the songs for this because I don't want to fucking get out of my lane. Get out of your lane. Get out of John's lane.
Sound okay, John?
Hold on. I don't hear anything.
Well, that's a setting.
I used to be able to just plug in and be able to hear it. That is the jack, right?
So
nothing's coming. I can't hear anything. It's there.
Unplug your headphones.
This is what? The board? No, that's the board. What's this? Mouse. Huh. Why the fuck can't I hear
It's one of those. That one.
Yeah, but hang on. It wouldn't
Try
be this.
Microsoft Sound Mapper.
I'm gonna plug that real quick. It's there. Huh.
I listened to playback earlier.
I should be able to hear it. Nope. Hang on. Let me do this.
We know we've got audio there. We've got beautiful
I
waves.
see it. I see it, but good times. I don't think. I was gonna say I think we can pause that, but I'll have to restart it. I have no idea if it's. You're just gonna be stuck with us if you're watching this. Okay, I got that. Okay. At about 12:45, it cuts out.
Okay. So that's just before the music.
The file is 1333 long, so it basically is about
So right in the music.
a minute of $12:40. It cut out. Okay, it recorded up till 12:40, and
Did you get playback?
I turned it to an MP3 and then was able to play it. And then it goes till 12:40 while you're talking, and then it cuts out, and then we stopped it at 13:33. So I don't know why I can't hear it on here, but it at least recorded. So I'm thinking it's going to record. But here's what I'd like to do. I would like to restart this. And
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I
Um,
was just say that's the smart play.
just to get it all back
Yep.
up. So you have it. It's in there. So it should pop up and we should be able to do it. So what I'll do is we'll start it up again second quarter and just say,
Show 286B.
no, we'll just say, just finish your thought on it. Cause I think you had like about 25 seconds of you speaking. So I'm going to restart. I'll put this back in there. So that's all connected.
2337 is the pin.
Yeah, say that on camera.
I'm assuming nobody's going to steal my HP
Here,
laptop.
I'll let you do it. 'Cause I already forgot it. I think it should be, once you deleted that, it probably needed a reset.
Yeah, you've got to defrag after a big delete like that.
So let's do this. Because you didn't get to use that cool song.
Right.
So get that song queued up again.
Queued up.
We're going to jump back in. And
Yeah, I'll just finish my thought on
you
the.
finish your thought. We'll take a break.
I was in the middle of the altitude press release.
You were far beyond that.
Okay.
And then this is the magic of podcasting right here. This is what this is. Then we'll take that break, and then we'll come right back.
Correction. This is the magic of podcasting with Windows.
Yeah, it's probably a better way. Well, this is what happens to us: is we cruise along really well for a while, and then we forget something like that, and then it fucking kills us. Then we got to spend half hour straightening it out.
Okay, so we're right back into that project file.
Okay, let me sit down and. Why is it double?
Because they put it in stereo.
Huh. Wait. It's an hour and 15 minutes. Hang on, let me figure that out.
Oh, that must be a different show.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah, that show's 216. Should I just open Audacity?
Yeah, just open Audacity. I'll get it. You probably clicked on file.
Yeah, I didn't.
What we need is like a little tech monkey to sit here and.
Yeah.
I was shows.
Reno just sent me a photograph. He's down to his last sip of Bear Creek Rye.
Oh, poor guy.
How come he moved? Just family stuff?
Wife out, wife with money.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if this.
It's a good reason. Oh, and their house is spectacular.
Yeah, I got it.
Fucking beautiful. Lobsters. And
Okay.
Microbrews.
So get us all unmuted. We all unmuted,
Yeah, everything's unmuted.
and we will try this again.
You get
Hello,
your-
hello.
Hello.
Um, Okay, you get your music ready.
All right.
Are we
ready.
good? Colin, good?
Yeah.
I can't hear anybody.
Can you hear me?
Well, you unplugged your headphones from
Oh,
the
that's
thing,
right.
So
Maybe
that's
that's
why. Definitely a good reason. That one's easy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Speak.
Speak.
Okay.
Hello.
Forever hold your
Okay,
peace.
Colin. We had some technical difficulties. Finish your thought on altitude about the streaming. If you think it'll work, if you think it's how are they going to work their way out of it?
I don't know.
Are they going to? Is it basically be like Dish Network wants to get rid of Fox News? It's going to just all of a sudden come back.
I think it's kind of like how they're always threatening to shut down the government. They want to scare everybody into thinking that's actually going to happen, and always at the 11th hour something comes together. So I think that's what's going to happen. But the sad thing is, for those of us that want to cut the cord, that want to disassociate with Comcast and all these other cable providers, we're going to be right back where we were before. You cannot stream local regional sports without one of the authentic big cable providers behind it, and that fucking sucks. And just this last year, they busted the stream that was on Reddit, NBA streams, and you could watch any NBA game from anywhere. So if all you cared about was the NBA, you didn't need cable, but cable came along and rooted that out. So they have all the power. And even if you are to stream, you're streaming through Comcast. That's their broadband. So you're not going to escape the grasp of this industry.
You won't. No, you're going to I use them for internet, and I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with paying a massive amount for a little bit.
I paid $280 a month.
Oh, easily. And if I didn't have any of the sports packages on, if we didn't have that, we'd probably get rid of cable because there's no reason to have it.
Especially Altitude and Rocky Mountain Sports Tech, because you can subscribe to everything else streaming.
Yeah.
You can subscribe to NFL offers a streaming service, NHL offers a streaming service, NBA offers
But now,
a
hold on,
streaming
though.
service.
If I got an NHL, let's say I got rid of cable and I got an NHL streaming service, wouldn't it be blacked out here, though?
It would be
And
local,
that's
so
what's
they-
bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's like with MLB, because if you get the MLB TV, you can't watch the Rockies games while you're sitting at home. And it's like, that's the whole point, is I don't want to have to pay to get it on here. I just want to watch it on my iPad.
And when Dish Network puts their name on Bronco Stadium in Mile High, you'll understand how that relationship.
I got it. Well, listen, we had a little bit of a hiccup, but we're going to jump into the second quarter right now, and we'll get back on it, and hopefully this thing won't fucking fall apart like a Chinese bike. We'll be right back. Yeah, so whenever you're ready, but bring it down slow. Like you're making a mixtape with a little mixer at home, mix CD. Oh, it fucking stopped again. It did it again. It just did a hiccup.
And you're sure you can hear that?
I see it. It freezes for half a second and then it keeps going.
But the music overloading it somehow?
It can't be. No. Something's interacting with it, and it's.
All right, let me do a control, delete, shutdown processes.
Okay, let me save that. Should be fine because I didn't see it do it. I didn't see it do it while you were talking.
Let's shut down processes. Control, Alt,
That could be
delete,
part of it.
task manager.
More like ass manager.
Swamp ass. That was my medical condition at the draft.
Swamp ass.
Jesus Christ, my ass is fucking sweating. I'm like, I'm embarrassed to walk up to that board. Like hand gestures to distract the line of sight.
You're like, look over there.
Just gonna back into this pick.
I was gonna say, like, the draft's a lot of fun, but then I end up like focusing so much on the
Fucking serious.
yeah, it's serious, and then I can't, and I go, oh, I didn't even talk to fucking Mike.
No shit, right?
Yeah,
Well,
it's like I want to hang out and chat with everybody.
yeah, a bad fantasy draft. That's like bowling like a 42. Like it's gonna hurt your feelings. You're gonna be fucking
Oh, yeah.
suicidal for a year.
Yeah,
So,
Well, I look at the draft as one part of my season.
I know, but
I just wish it was a little
Yeah.
more social.
yeah, well, everyone's so good. Like I think Ian, he drafted for Sarah too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
He had to have been using some kind of software. He made some good. Like, I don't know. He had some choices where I was like, shit, really? Maybe everyone's just ready for this shit. Maybe we're all fucking jumping.
I think everybody. Well, what's funny is Mike said something about it. He goes, "It's great because it's a 12-team league, but it's really like a 10-team league because there's like one or two that aren't. They don't have to worry about it.
Beardo.
Yeah, and Snoop Cal. So the rest of everyone else is like bloodthirsty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the league I want to win the most. Like by far.
Oh, it's great. Take it from me.
I know.
It's fucking awesome.
I Jen beat me in the final last year. Like it was over before it started.
She had, and she said this, and I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it to her. But she was like, "Yeah, I didn't have that great of a team." I said, "I know, it was fucking terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it was totally mediocre." And she just had everybody was just fucking like, it just all worked.
Yeah.
But she had Roethlisberger, and he was cooking kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
I
thing.
think.
Well, she had Robbie Anderson, like the start of champ. She's like, can't wait for Robbie Anderson week. He went fucking nuts. He had like a touchdown and 190 yards.
Yeah, it's weird. I've done a ton of mocks, and I did that one obviously, and then I just did like a public $10 one with just a bunch of people I didn't know, and I got a totally different like set of players just because. And I was picking ninth again too, but I still got a bunch of different stuff because I took Beckham this time because he was there.
Yeah.
So I took him. And then it was kind of almost like a reverse. I had kind of like running backs aren't as good. So it just kind of depends. I mean,
in this league, I know there's enough good players. I just take everybody a round ahead of where I would in other drafts.
yeah.
That's just a 1 round correction. Don't
Yeah.
wait; they will be fucking gone.
Because when you're doing an online one and you see and you're like, okay, I'm picking here, and you're like, well, I can maybe wait, and that's that dance of like, well, I think I can wait, and then
All right, there were a few things open in the background. That I
Okay.
was gonna show.
I'm going to let's jump back into it. If it does it again, I don't know what to do. I think we just keep going and we don't record it, and we just do it here.
Well, I think we should record it and hope it doesn't sound that bad.
Let's see how it
All
goes.
right, let's just cross our fingers. All right.
All right. It's
All
very
right.
frustrating.
So questions.
We haven't had
Questions is queued up. Everybody's unmuted.
Okay,
So
so
I'm going to unmute it after the
first-
song goes for a while.
first I got to do a read though,
Oh, okay.
and then questions, and then is there a song after questions?
There's
can't remember. It's been 10 years.
No.
Fuck no.
There's
no,
not.
there's not. No, you're right.
No, there's not. Okay. All right, let's do Sobo Liquors.
Okay, get some Sobo liquors in.
Hi, everybody. It's
Okay.
awesome. Great show.
Are we unmuted? Are we ready to go?
Everybody's unmuted.
Then go.
All right, everybody. Fantasy drafts coming up. Football season's coming up. Where are you going to go to get your booze? Please go to Sobo Liquors right there on Broadway, just north of Evans. Proprietor, none other than the great Mark Rycroft, celebrity hockey player from both DU and the Colorado Avalanche. And he's a great guy. And they've got a drive-through, and they've got a great selections of wine, really cold beer. They want your business. We want you to go there. Get on Twitter at Sobo Liquors and let them know you heard about them on the South Stands. Did John Elway lose all feeling in his hand before or after he lost his feel for the draft? Did Elway decide that since his bust is in the Hall of Fame, that all of his quarterbacks should be a bust? Should the team consider putting the stadium naming rights on clearance, along with Chad Kelly, Trevor Simeon, and Paxton Lynch jerseys? When Vance Joseph visits the Broncos tomorrow, will he have some time to hit the Diamond Cabaret with his gangster buddy, Johnny Bolin? Are they already preparing the champagne room?
Yeah, all right. What's going on? Read it.
Well, I'm used to having the questions in the background.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, sorry.
Can we do that over?
No, go ahead. Keep
It's
going.
All
This
right.
this whole thing's just a.
Will the Broncos offensive line, there you go. Will the Broncos offensive line once
Broncos,
again
baby.
be an offensive line? Will Garrett Bowles end up being cut by the Broncos, or will he hold on? Is Nolan Arenado looking for a Snapchat filter that presents him as being 2 years older and wearing Dodger blue? Is pitching for the Colorado Rockies now officially the most dangerous job in America? If Altitude TV is kicked to the curb by Dish, DirecTV, and Comcast, will the Avalanche and Nuggets become just like the Rockies in that nobody can watch anymore? Has the headline "Shake Up at the Fan" become akin to Chevy Chase's famous "Trouble in the Middle East"? Who could have possibly foreseen Tom Malin not finishing his contract at the Fan? Isn't that crazy? You have questions. We have answers. SouthStandsDenver.com, Colorado's finest internet sports talk since 1971.
Well, I think there is a song. It's supposed to be a song.
Yeah,
That's all right. All
I
right.
like this way. It's clean.
It's all right. Okay, yeah, great. We're back. It seems to be working. For now, I can't keep my eyes on it the whole time and be entertaining. So we're just gonna say fuck it. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it live.
Lauren Gardner was here.
I heard.
Did you know that?
I heard about that. Yeah,
They did on Thursday Rockies game on YouTube, and she was here representing MLB Network.
awesome.
And I wish I'd gotten to see her. Great gal, but I have a little complaint about the way they handle her on TV.
Okay.
Too much fucking.
Huh.
Lauren Gardner is beautiful.
She's absolutely
Natural beauty.
Yeah.
and she has like these red discs on her face and giant eyelashes. It's really fake looking, and it's like they don't do that to the dudes.
No, they don't.
You don't need to pretty up Lauren Gardner.
No, and she does her show. She has a show, and she's also with this other attractive woman, and I think she's kind of made up too. And it's like they're already pretty. You don't need to fucking.
It's crazy how they do that.
They're
using stage makeup on people who are on HDTV.
Have you ever seen Homer Simpson's makeup shotgun and he shoots Marge in the face and she goes, I think you have that set for whore because it's like just blasts her in the face with makeup.
That's what it looks like.
It's too much. And they're very attractive women. They don't need it, and I don't know why they do that. But I guess they think that the middle-aged dude who loves his baseball, he wants to see some pretty chicks, and he's okay with it if they, they're okay if they're pretty and they're talking baseball. He doesn't want no ugly fat chicks to talk baseball.
You don't got to doll up a 29-year-old Lauren Gardner. Oh, speaking of which, guess who I got to meet the other day?
Who?
Alexis Perry.
Oh yeah. Now the Avalanche. She worked for the Avalanche.
She's still working over at Altitude. She's
okay.
gonna be doing some Avalanche stuff. She used to do sideline stuff.
Yeah.
Now she's on the TV side. She's doing a fantasy football show. I believe she's been doing a show. I think with Nate Lundy. I'm not sure.
No, Katie Wingy.
Katie Wingy does
it.
She took Lauren's place.
Speaking of Nate Lundy, we had a big draft this
Lots
weekend.
of fun.
Lots of fun. Nate Lundy was there on your
Ryan,
side.
We had Ryan Edwards.
Ryan Edwards of KOA fame.
The great Mike Peterson.
And
Jake Marsing.
Oh, Jake Marsing.
A lot of fantasy experts. Your league has a gal, the Monday Mommy there, Jennifer. She works for 4for4 football. And the whole thing was sponsored by footballguys.com. It's awesome.
It's awesome. It was a good time. I would highly suggest if you do a fantasy draft, and you can get everybody there. That's the main thing.
Oh, God, it's like babysitting.
It really is. If you can get everybody there, it's fantastic to go up and put the thing on the board. I was playing circus music for Snoop Cal every time he made his picks, and he was not enjoying that.
And on that note, your league does seem a little bit more fun. I'm not going to lie.
It is. Right, Jeff? Right?
Absolutely. It's kick-ass, but you better have a good team or you're going to be fucking
you're going to get smoked.
We're over there grinding. Like, everybody's just working hard, like working up a sweat. And you guys are over there back slapping and talking shit and having a good time.
Well, that's because
all up front.
It's all up front. Your turnover is too much.
We have about 2 teams switch a year. Now, I didn't know Scott Stafford would fucking show up. I wasn't anticipating that.
Reno.
So, Reno still has a team.
He still has a team, though, yeah. No, but it's good times, and everybody in there is great. We all have a great time. I was just lamenting. I guess if you're listening to this, ultimately you wouldn't have seen the video part. I'm just lamenting that I can't sit and shoot shit more because you're so concentrated on your board and making sure you're making the right pick.
Well, that's why there's got to be an end of the season party, and you don't care how many people show up to that. They don't have to be there to draft and pay and everything else. So I think an end of season party, maybe right there at the Pio, would be an appropriate thing to do.
It's
Give
good.
everybody a chance, and then you can exchange trophies at a time where people can still enjoy the trophies.
Yeah, true. But then, so I bet trying to pry that away from Jennifer, who won the last season, because she wanted to keep it for the year. Because I kept mine for the whole year. So you'd think that she wouldn't want to give it up that easy. So I think that you would think you'd want to give the trophy then, but you got to wait till the next season and then do the presentation. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of hear you.
But speaking of the Pio, we had gone there a month or two ago with Ryan Bolding and
Tom Nalen.
Your pal Tom Nalen came. Now Tom is now leaving his gig with the Fan, which is not a shock. He at the time, I remember we sat there talking to him. He didn't seem too into it then. He was kind of like, we were talking about like hockey or something, and he was like, "Oh man, this is great," because he didn't have to talk about Broncos. We were talking about fucking hockey, and he was digging it.
Yeah, he's like, I love sitting here talking about hockey.
Yeah, he loved it. Yeah, he had a great time. So Tom's a really good guy. I enjoy him a lot.
He's one of my favorite people.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I love hanging out with him. It's always a thrill. And I'll say this for people that have been speculating, like I saw, why can't DMAC keep a co-host? And blah, blah, blah. And of course Tom Nalen's leaving. He doesn't want to be around that team.
That's not it.
No, this is a family fucking obligation, something that came up. The only reason Tom Nalen's leaving that show is because Tom Nalen's a great family man. Absolutely one of the most stand tall dudes on the planet. He sees a need. He's going to serve his family first, and that's going to take him off the air. And that's a bummer, but I'm wishing him the best. And there have been a lot of other changes there at the Fan recently. Also, they recently moved Sandy Clough back to the morning slot opposite Vic Lombardi and Mark Mosier. That's kind of an interesting dynamic. They just rehired Sean Drotar, who's handling nights, and I think that's interesting. Things are always changing. And now, this coming Tuesday, Big Al and JoJo Turnbow start their new show on KOA.
Remember JoJo?
It's a Big Al and JoJo show.
Yeah.
It sounds like an exhibit at the Denver Zoo or a morning sports zoo show.
Yep.
So we're going to have Big Al at 3 p.m. on KOA going opposite D-Mac, who now no longer has that big name in Nayland. So it'll be really interesting to see how our friend Raj over at 104.3 The Fan handles this new thing, because KOA has really doubled down their commitment to sports and sports talk. And they've kicked Rush Limbaugh and all the rest down the dial onto the AM to 760 where they belong, Freedom 760, which used to be Orange and Blue. So it's an interesting time to follow what's happening in Denver Sports Talk Radio. But something happened to me this week that really fucking sucked, which was I got scooped.
Oh, I saw that. Tell everybody.
I got scooped, and I got scooped by Terry Fry initially, and I told Terry Fry. I told Terry Fry. So I was like, hey, man, fucking Nayland's leaving. And the next thing I know, Terry Fry's got a fucking announcement, like, according to sources. And he backed up. He didn't just take it from me. He probably talked to Tom Nayland.
Of course. He had to.
But I knew that, and I was sitting on it. And now, this is where I kind of relate to Adam Schefter now, because everybody's on Adam Schefter's shit because he leaked the fact that Andrew Luck was retiring in the middle of a preseason game.
But if he didn't do it,
somebody would do it. And
that's
exactly what happened to me. And I don't like getting scooped on media stories. And it sucks. It fucking pisses me off because that's my baby. But I was sitting on that because I wanted Tom to not have to deal with that gossip anytime soon.
Did Tom tell you?
I found out from somebody close to Tom.
Fine. Yes. Fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes there's a you didn't hear from me kind of thing
Sure.
So
that's fine. I understand.
But it was
one to gossip.
It was sucky to watch that story come and go. And then after Terry Fry did it, Nikki Javala did it, and the next thing I know, I'm just watching my little beat just fucking run off down the road. But I did know first. Somebody was like, "Hey man, I know you like to know this stuff," and and I kind of had permission to cut loose with it at that time, but I got fucking scooped. Fair enough. All's fair in love and war.
Here's the deal. Can we hang out at the Pioneer with Tom Nayland sometime?
We've got a couple chances left, but no, he's going east.
Oh, he's moving.
Yeah, he'll be living closer to our friend Reno Notaro.
Oh, okay. Well,
very, very soon.
I enjoyed talking hockey with Tom.
Oh, and I'm sure he's going to keep his house here. He loves it here. He loves it here. So
he's awesome.
But he's got some shit he's got to deal with for the short term. But I don't think he was ever all in. On a radio gig, and he's got fuck you money. He doesn't need any kind of a gig at all. He just does it to keep from getting bored. He can only mow his lawn so many times. And from what I understand, he's a meticulous housekeeper.
Yeah.
He paints his soffits and fascia, and he takes great care of his lawn.
Wow.
So
good dude.
Good
dude. Very fun to hang out with. I enjoyed it.
Well, and one thing that's fun hanging out with Tom Nayland is he's not a recognizable Denver sports star. Mm-mm. You can sit there at the bar with him and just fucking hang out. I watched him get carded twice.
Yeah. Oh no,
you've seen him get carded twice.
No, because if you look at when he played,
he looks totally different.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big guy. Like, he's a tall, big man, but
he was a giant fat
dude. Yeah, he was a big fat guy. Like, he was a big, wide mountain of a man.
Yes.
Like, he looked like the mountain from fucking Game of Thrones.
I looked like Tom Nayland when he was still playing football, but I've never played a snap in my life.
A little different, but
just as sweaty.
Now he kind of looks like, just kind of big, tall, like, pretty, good athletic build. Dude.
He's an aging dude, bro.
Yeah.
With the Boston.
You wouldn't recognize him. Because I think when we were sitting there, nobody else there knew who he was. When we were with all those people, nobody had any idea who he was.
Yeah, that guy's on the Broncos Ring of Fame, bro.
Yeah. So, Good times. I hope we can see him before he goes. But yeah, it wasn't surprising. But again, I don't. You know what? I'm a podcast man. I don't listen to the. If I listen to the radio, I'm listening to satellite or I'm listening to podcasts. My apologies, Denver sports radio guys. I love you all. You're good dudes, but I don't listen to that. And you know what? Love Ryan Edwards. Love Benjamin Albright. But I'm not listening to KOA. If I can get away with not listening to KOA, I will not listen.
Unless it's a live game broadcast.
Unless it's a live game broadcast.
Or even a post game show.
And if it was on and I'd happen to be in the car and I just happened to listen to KOA, I would listen to those guys because I think they're great. But I just can't. I have to not participate in KOA as much as possible.
At least now you can leave Jack and Jerry on and not feel like you're going to run into Rush Limbaugh the next time you start your car.
That's a
it's
good
like
idea.
That was like having a bomb in your ignition, like in the mafia movies.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just like you spilled
Excellence in Broadcasting Network.
It was like you were driving down the highway doing 85 and you started to spill your coffee. And you were like, oh shit, I got it. I just couldn't listen to that.
Steer into oncoming traffic.
But yeah, I'm glad they switched that up a little bit. But
So we talked about the babysitting aspect of a fantasy draft, and I have to tell you, I'm fucking deleting a league that drafts tomorrow because I had 3 people today. Oh, dude, I can't make it, dude. I just. Oh, dude.
You need 3 people.
I'm gonna.
There's 2 right here, buddy. Come on. How much is it?
I'm just gonna. It's free. It's a free league.
Shit. Well,
yeah, and it drafts tomorrow night, and all these people at the last minute. I'm just pissed enough that I'm just gonna delete the fucking league. Fuck all you guys.
Yeah, and back to the fantasy thing. If
you've had months to tell me you can't make it,
if you don't have people that are into it, then fuck them. And if you can't find anybody, it's like there's no point in doing it. So the one league that we do
on Friday night.
That's the auction. Everybody's into that. Everybody's well into that. That's going to be a competitive league.
Saturday is the
Denver City. Friday's Legal Weed Melvin.
Legal Weed Melvin is an auction.
It's an auction.
Shit.
But Saturday is the Denver City one. Now that's like a 12-team league, but like probably half the people play because a lot of them are like my buddy that's in it. I play hockey with him. I said to him, I said, hey, you're in the league, right? You know about this? Oh yeah, I guess so. And I was like, you're going to be the draft? Oh, I don't know. And he goes, I was in my office league last year, and I just kind of auto draft. I wasn't really paying attention. And he drafted Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and somebody else from the Chiefs, and he smoked everybody. Didn't fucking draft at all.
So annoying.
I know, so annoying. But that's if you play against people who don't know what they're doing, you can do that. But when you play against people who know what they're doing, if you auto draft, you're never going to fucking win. There's no way. You're not going to do it. It just doesn't happen. So, yeah, it sucks, but if you got to have people that are into it. If they're not into it, then fucking don't do it. You got to have participation.
Have the draft at the same time every year.
Oh, it's very important.
And it's the Tuesday after Labor Day, 8 p.m. No one ever misses it.
True.
So
we were talking about this because we had some. I know everyone's thrilled about this, but if you're into fantasy, you have these problems too. I'm sure. We had some people that weren't there, and poor Sarah was like going, "I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry." And I said, don't be sorry. I know you can fucking make it if you're going to make it. But it was, it's generally the same time. That draft's the same time every year.
1 weekend of the fall.
Yeah, it's around there. And I know people have lives. That might take second place to your life. I get that. But, just, know that's going to be around that time. So, hey, let's take a quick break and we'll get into the second half. And this seems to be working. So I'm hoping this is going to be a thing. So, let's take a quick one, and then we'll bring back with some sports. Be right back. Muted.
Okay, so for this next segment, I'm going to get Snyder on the phone.
Huh?
For the next segment, I'm going to get Snyder on the phone.
Fuck Snyder. I hope you're watching, Snyder, you asshole.
And we're going to do these. Don't fill in the score. Just put win or loss. And we're going to compare notes. I'll do Snyder's.
Wow, look at this. Huh?
So we're going to get our predictions for final records. And Snyder's got some predictions as well. So you can just introduce this when we come back.
We're gonna do sports when we come back. But we're just gonna say sports. Remember?
Right.
We can do it.
No, we're just gonna say sports because I have the better one. The longer one takes too long.
Reno, okay, for those of you watching, our buddy Reno had me draft his fantasy team for him. And he goes, "Did the retarded helmet kid on your block pick my team?"
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Honestly, it's kind of what you get. It's when we were drafting for Camp Bronco, I told you this. And when Jen and I were drafting for him, we were kind of like, she's like, "Oh shit, we got to pick for him." And I said, "Well, what's need?" She's like, "A wide receiver." And I was like, "Well, T.Y. Hilton's pretty good." And it was kind of like, I knew I didn't want T.Y. Hilton. She didn't want T.Y. Hilton. You know what I mean? And so we kind of were giving him stuff like that.
You better start working the waiver wire.
It was good until you gave him Lamar Jackson. I was just gonna get him, and I wanted to be like, "Can you undo that?" But
I was gonna take him, but he had the same buy as Prescott, so I didn't take him. And then I thought, well, shit. Then we gave it to him, and I was like, well, did he really need another quarterback? He probably didn't. I mean, I only have one quarterback.
Flacco.
So yeah, he's got Flacco. So Flacco is going to be like fine. Like he'll be probably a decent quarterback, but he's not going to be a good fantasy quarterback.
I don't know. I've really soured on him lately. I don't know what it is.
So I need to call Snyder, and then you need to plug my phone in instead of yours.
Okay.
Or better yet, you call Snyder.
Now,
okay, let me. Are we going to fill these in before we go back to recording?
No,
we'll do it as we
live.
go.
We're doing it live. Okay.
I got a pen. Yeah. See, I don't know if. I think it says there's. I think this says there's 3 people.
Oh, wow, those are hardy souls.
I know. I got one.
Okay.
I got my space pen. Yeah, you remember the space pen, Colin?
Yeah, you wrote it upside down.
Yeah, fucking.
I still have a Twitter account called John Reedy's Space Pen.
Yeah. they stole my space pen. And
I didn't steal it. You left it at the shop, but I took it on a tour of town and made a Twitter account.
No, I think I left it in like the Mile High Sports studio is what it was. The Spano had it or something at first.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're gonna have to. I'm just gonna give you Snyder's phone number.
Okay, that's fine. I'll text him in the middle of the night.
Yeah, tell Snyder you're gonna be calling.
Yeah, I'll be sending him inappropriate.
So, are we gonna talk to Snyder right away? You're gonna come back to sports?
Well, you introduce the thing. We'll come back to sports.
Okay.
You introduce the thing. We'll get Snyder on the phone, and we'll start going through the Broncos schedule, talking about what we expect him to do.
Then
And he's got some predictions aside from record. He's got some, this crazy shit's gonna happen, and that crazy shit's
all right. Well, we probably need to get him on the horn.
He predicted, Jeff, that Tim Tebow would start for the Broncos.
He did. He made some pretty good.
Yeah.
back in
back in the day, not this season. This season, that'd be incredible if it was this season.
Well,
Thanks for sticking with us,
See?
people. We streamed for an hour, but I know we probably had a half-hour little divot there where we had to figure something out because we don't have the state-of-the-art podcasting equipment some of these other motherfuckers do. So we have to make do with what we've got. We've got to create gold with this inferior
polishing your turd.
Yeah. So
I should know more. I went to that Mopop Museum up in Seattle, where it was the Jimi Hendrix Museum, the Experience Museum. It's fucking sweet, but it's really interactive. If you're a musician, you can play guitar, drums, record, sing. They have all this sweet rock and roll shit.
That's cool.
I'm a tough critic when it comes to that stuff, but it's sweet. But
it's not the Jimi Hendrix Museum anymore.
No, it's not.
But it was the Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, it started off as that, but apparently it was the EXP Experience. But apparently they get more government funding if museum is in their title, so they had to switch the name. But
gotcha.
That wasn't, and it's it's supposed to be like Jimmy's tombstone and stuff.
Yeah.
But I used to live in the Northwest during college, so I went to his original grave, which was like this big. I did like the crayon rub. Now it's this whole thing, but they have this interactive booth where they go through one of these like top to bottom, like what every knob does, how it all works.
Oh shit, we could use that here.
And they have they have Sweet Dreams in there with Eurythmics.
Yeah.
And they play it perfectly how it's mixed, and then they let you mix it and kind of work with it. And you can always toggle back between yours and the original, and it's crazy, like how.
Isn't there like people lined up behind you?
No, because every interactive exhibit is something like equally
really?
as cool as that. Like it's really high tech. Like I think Steve Allen or something financed
Check
it. He's
that
like,
out.
yeah, it's super. It's right by the Space Needle. I mean,
Is
it's
it? Okay.
Full, tourist central, but that museum is fucking awesome.
It's been a while since I've been to Seattle, but I would definitely check it out.
Good place to visit. Pretty hilly up there. Like I think the hills would drive me crazy if I lived there.
They're not bad.
But just like the trucks and shit being so loud, just like
Up on
Cap Hill is cool.
up on Cowell Hill, it's real hilly, but
good fucking skaters up there.
Oh,
Jesus,
yeah?
like I saw guys landing tricks like more than they weren't, and they were like
Yeah.
going for shit.
when I used to live up there, so you know it well.
Yeah.
So if you come out of Cap Hill and you go into the University District,
Yeah.
the bridge over into the I don't know if it's still like this, but
By the stadium.
it's like a chain. The bridge itself is like a weird like chain link surface.
I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're
You know what I'm talking about? If
Not
you
far
take
from
it, if
my
you
house.
take a scooter over it, if you go straight, it goes like this, and it's terrifying. So what you have to do, I don't know how I figured this out. You have to go over to one side, and you can't do it with cars on there. Obviously, you have to hit one corner and then drive diagonally across it as you go to the other corner. Smooth as silk. It's fucking the weirdest goddamn thing.
I love physics.
It's weird. I don't know how I figured it out unless somebody told me that. And I started doing it, and you have to just hit it right and go across. Works great. Otherwise, it's like a total weird wobbly.
Yeah,
fucking
it's
scary
like they
thing.
say when you run. I mean, similar but different. When you run stairs, like I have a brother who's a big time runner, just runs all the time. And he does this shit in the cash register building where you run the stairs to the top.
Oh, really?
He's like, if you run straight up, you're fucked.
You gotta go side to
trash your
side.
muscles. Yeah, you gotta just go like lightning bolt shit.
Oh, like
He's like,
weave
you're-
a little bit?
Yeah, he's like, you're fine. He's like, he uses all different muscles, doesn't wear any of them out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? Because I have to climb up into buildings all the time that are like under construction, and I walk up and like I'm in okay shape,
Right.
and I fucking walk up 4 flights of stairs, and I'm just gasping.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna weave next
Yeah,
time.
give it the weed.
I'm gonna do it. There's a weave.
Give it the weave.
That's
All right, I got to do a read and then we hit sports. But we're just going to say sports.
Yeah, and then so just give it a beat, and then we'll go
Wait,
sports.
hang on a sec. So, all right. So I don't need to play anything before
Nope.
you read. Do I still need Snyder's phone number?
Yes.
You probably should get hold of Snyder.
Text him and tell him.
I'll tell him we're about to call him.
Tell him Jeff's gonna call him.
8465 was my last four. So what's his number?
Bronco Jeff is about to call you.
Don't tell it over. Don't say it over the thing. I want to broadcast his phone number because all the ladies on Twitter will be contacting Snyder.
So at what point will I call him? After I play whatever song is next?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Once we go
You'll
sport.
have to unplug your phone.
No, he won't need to unplug his phone.
Okay. We can listen to him say hello and everything.
Oh.
Or just mute it.
Doesn't matter.
All right. So, but the last thing we did was a song. So is it going to sound clunky if we have another song? Or are you going to read?
He's gonna read, and then we'll say
then
sports.
sports.
Take a beat, and then we're gonna get into this. And as we start getting into this, give him a call, and then we'll get him on the phone. I don't know, however you want to do it.
that'll
You can always unplug for half a second too, if you want to unplug it, and then plug it back in. Should be fine, right?
Snyder says okay, so he's ready.
All right, I'm gonna hit record, and you're gonna do a read.
Yep.
Are you guys ready?
No, I'm not ready yet.
Give me a thumbs up when you're ready.
Oh, well, I'm just going to get the music.
You'll need a song for the end of this segment.
But not the beginning.
No.
Oh,
Pretend sports is going to
okay.
So we're going to say sports very vigorously.
This is really how
One-
this is a sausage. How the sausage is made tonight for
Yeah.
the people on
Those of
YouTube.
you who listen to podcasts where it's just 45 minutes, it took 6 hours to make.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Sportique is where scooters come from, right in the shadow of downtown Denver at 160 South Broadway. Hey, man, it's a great way to get to the game. Use the bike lanes, park at a bike rack, no license plate, no motorcycle endorsement is needed. Sportique is not dealing with the little electric scooters that people die on. in the Highlands. They're dealing with the two-wheel kind that people sometimes die on, but not as often. And it's a lot of fun. It's a really good way to get around town. And they've got great customer service. They've got a packed showroom ready to show you something that you're going to dig. We've dealt with several professional athletes here in the marketplace. A lot of cool people, a lot of media members. Come check it out right there in the shadow of downtown Denver. 160 South Broadway. Visit Sportique. Tell them the South Stand sent you. Sports! Yeah! Oh, man, that was invigorating. I love that, too. Man, it always gets me so fired up.
Yeah, we're pushing the levels.
Talk about
I think we're
sports. All right.
welcome back.
Man.
Yeah, welcome back. Woo. I had a bunch of pizza before I came over here. It says beers, just like
Coffee.
With that.
Pizza
I
and
had a medium coffee.
Mm.
I needed it. You know, I was gonna go to Starbucks because there's that new Starbucks down here.
Yeah, where Caboose Hobbies used to be. So sad.
So sad. It's just wiped off the face of the fucking Denver map. And I hit that one occasion when I'm driving through here, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go hit that Starbucks. I go, it's a little closer to the shop, and I was like, well, wait a minute. You know, I want to. You know, Starbucks doesn't need my money, and I thought I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts. That's usually where I get my coffee.
Oh, because they need your money.
They need my money. But here's the deal: if I went to Starbucks and got a grande, a medium, basically a medium coffee, that coffee's a lot stronger, and it fucking really jazz me up, and I might not be able to sleep later. The Dunkin' Donuts I know is pretty watery, and I just know exactly that I'll get home, maybe have a glass of wine, and that'll just take that edge off. So that's why I decided to go with Dunkin'.
Oh yeah, you do a 4:30 Starbucks coffee, and it's to the moon.
Yeah, I gotta limit it to about if I get a coffee in me about 2:30, I'm usually okay. But anytime after that, it can fuck me up. If I have no alcohol, I'm up, man.
Well, and we've talked about this. As you get into your mid to late 40s, coffee I used to make a 12-cup pot in the morning and drink every last drop. And I'd bring it in a big metal vessel to work with me and drink it almost all day. I mean, I worked in a telemarketing room at one time where we had a double bun coffee maker, and all I did for 8 hours was drink coffee.
Drink coffee all day.
If I did that now, I'd have serious problems.
When people when they would complain, I drink a cup of coffee and I can't sleep. I'm like, fuck you. I was drinking coffee at fucking 8 o'clock at night because I would need to write something, and I would drink coffie because it's the only way I could get motivated.
Or you have 3 or 4 beers and you need to snap back out of it.
That too, yeah. And then I would drink that, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm fucking well tired. I can go to sleep, and I would sleep. Now, not so much, and I get this fucking weird physical reaction.
Yeah, and we've both talked on microphone before about these anxiety things that creep in as you're getting older, where things just get all fucked up. And you've got that to look forward to, young man.
Yeah, young man, you do.
Hey, I'm 45 in a month.
Not
too far behind you.
That's
You're
true.
right. You're right there.
It sucks because I love coffee.
Then how come you're so much more handsome than we are?
Yeah, you look a lot younger.
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah, coffee's awesome though.
Let me guess, you don't watch TV either.
I watch a lot of TV.
Okay.
If coffee if it was like basically drinking a cup of water, I'd just drink it all the time because I fucking love the taste of coffee. I fucking love black coffee. I don't want anything in it. I want black coffee, but I can't do it anymore. I just cannot. You like your coffee like you like your John Elway's heart. I like my coffee how I like my president. Okay, hot, black, and strong. And I wish we had a little hot, black, and strong right now, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, not pumpkin spice bullshit. Okay, you follow me on that? You understand? I don't want to say it because I don't want the maggot chud to come after me. But you understand. Anyway, so we're going to go over the Broncos schedule. Something we do every season. We've done it for probably almost 10 years. And I guess we've done it probably every year, right?
We've done it every single year. So 10 years now we've been predicting. And through the course of doing this, some amazing predictions have come forth that have turned out to be true, many of which were put out there by our prognosticating buddy who was supposed to be here tonight, but had other things to do.
Well, let me talk about that because he's probably been with us for almost the show for almost the whole time. Yeah, probably 8 years at least. He couldn't be bothered tonight Couldn't fucking be bothered. He had something else going
We
on.
had a fantasy draft.
He had a fantasy draft. Bull fucking shit, dude. I'm doing 3 fantasy drafts right now. I'm doing a fantasy hockey mock draft right now. You guys don't even know that. Did you notice I was doing that?
A preseason fantasy hockey mock
Oh
draft.
hell yeah, dude! I'm already mock drafting hockey.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Huh?
no.
Who do you like this year?
Oh, I like them all.
I like Cale McCarr.
Yeah, I like them all. So it's like Trump with Bible verse. Like, what's your favorite Bible verse? It's like all of them. So tell me what fantasy hockey guy I like. All of them. I like all of them.
Me too.
Yeah, I like all of them. So yeah, I've done 2 or 3 mock hockey drafts already.
You're fucking kidding.
No, I am not
You
kidding.
really have done
I
it.
swear to God.
Wow.
Because you know what? If I won that league one time and I was kind of insufferable. If I win it again, I'm going to be totally insufferable because there's a lot of shit talking going on with Ryan Bolding and crew. So I need to get back on top. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, and in this baseball league, I've just been clearing a path, just fucking wasting people.
just like I did.
just-
Just like I did.
Peaking so
Yeah,
true.
I
You're
did.
working your ass off. I look at the league transactions. You're making moves. They're all the right moves. Your team is kicking ass, but that's a recipe for
I
playoff.
know.
I did
know.
the exact same thing last season. I smoked everybody, and I got fucking smoked in the first round. So
Yeah.
just saying.
I'm
Scott and I were
anticipating it.
7th and 8th, and we met in the championship.
Yep. So Scott's gunning for you. If Scott can find time to set his lineup, then he'll be there. So I just got to make the playoffs at this point.
So we're gonna get Snyder on the phone.
Yeah.
Our old buddy Snyder was at the fantasy draft the other day. And he is a master prognosticator when it comes to the Broncos.
He's a masturbator too,
He
pretty
knows-
sure.
He knows the team very well. He's got a lot of insight, and over the years, he's been spookily accurate.
We're
Unplug and call him?
What's that?
So do I unplug this and then call him?
No, just call
we'll
him.
call him. We'll just
Call him.
say, hey, we're
We'll-
fucking we'll just get him. Now I have a question about this. This says score. I'm not going to give you the score, right?
Just W
Pass
or
fail.
L.
W or L.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So what we have here, and if anybody,
So go ahead and bring him up, Jeff.
if anybody at home
Go ahead and
wants,
bring
to,
him up.
wants to
Okay.
see this, this is what we're going on. We're going on a Broncos schedule here. So
Hey.
Snyder, what's up?
Hey
buddy?
there,
You
buddy.
with us, Snyder?
Okay, we
So
got to
turn your phone up.
turn your
Okay.
phone up or bring
Let's
him
try
up.
that.
One
Oh,
of the
There you
two.
go.
So Snyder, nothing. Why the fuck couldn't you get down here, Snyder? We're really upset. We just spent the last 15 minutes slagging you. Oh, okay, yeah, great. Yeah.
What round you on? Oh,
Let me guess. Did you take Aaron Rodgers this one or no?
Fifth overall.
Oh, when did Mahomes go? Well, when did Mahomes go in that? Oh my God, that is so obnoxious. Okay, that's great. Well, good for them. That's awesome. So Snyder, we're going to go over the schedule like we always do. We're in our 10th year. I don't know if you knew that, and I think you've been with us for probably at least 8 of those doing this show. Did you know that? Okay. Who? Oh Christ!
He's still there.
Is it a
It's a Kansas City league.
Yeah, Kansas City League. Okay, good for you. So we're gonna
nice to have
get
players you can drop.
into it. Colin, why don't you lead the proceedings?
Okay, week 1, your Denver Broncos travel to the black hole for the very last time. They're at Oakland.
Snyder goes with win.
I'm
I
going
too
with
go with the win.
I am going with an easy loss.
Oh,
So
I'm going for a win
No,
too.
that's a win.
I've got Snyder's worksheet here, and I've got my worksheet here. So Snyder goes with a win at Oakland, which, having watched Hard Knocks, I can't imagine how you could assert that, but I'll take it. I do love the Hard Knocks.
throw it back in your
I
face.
do tend to fall in love with the teams that are on Hard Knocks. Not this year, but I do have some Gruden envy.
Listen, the Raiders are going to be shitty still, and the Broncos are going to be less shitty. That's the only thing I have on that.
Well, Vegas agrees, by the way. Vegas agrees. But Vegas has the Raiders at 6 wins and the Broncos at 7.
There you go. See, that's the difference.
I don't want to jump ahead, but I think the Broncos will win in Oakland and lose to the Raiders at home. But
Okay.
Well,
Well,
okay.
we jumped ahead. So what do you got after that?
Sunday, September 15th, the Chicago Bears come to Mile High Stadium.
I will start and say that's a loss. Snyder?
As do I.
I think it's a win.
No, it's a win. Now, I think Chicago has a very good defense. They have a pretty good offense. They are basically the Broncos, but maybe a notch or two above them. I think that's. I agree.
They're going to bring out the best in our defense. Our defense is going to be like, fuck you guys. You're getting all this credit for being so good. The crowd's going to be into it. And I think that's going to be us beating a better team.
They've got a black running back with a Jewish last name. You can't beat that.
He's the chosen one. Okay. What's the next one?
Okay, we go to what did I said loss.
You said loss.
So the following week we're at the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
Wow. I'm gonna say a loss because I think Green Bay is gonna has a tough schedule to start. They're gonna be at home. They're gonna probably light the Broncos up.
Right. We're going to get waxed.
What's all this we shit and us? Come on, you guys. You guys aren't on the team.
I'm a wee guy.
You're a we guy.
I'm a wee
You
The
guys
thing
all
about the
look.
we is like you take so much shit when your team is bad.
Okay. What did everybody say on that one? Green Bay. What do you got?
I think it's loss across the board.
They lost across the
The
board.
following week we host the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'll jump right in and say that's a win. Yep, I say that's a win.
Okay, I'm going to go with the Broncos' first win of the year in that game also.
I'm going loss.
I think that's where the defense is going to shine on a mediocre offense.
Hey,
Who's that quarterback they got there now?
Nick
Foles.
Big
Nick
Dick
Foles,
Knowles.
yeah.
Big Dick Nick Foles.
Have we ever beat them at home?
So did we all say
No,
everybody but Jeff said win?
Yeah, I said loss. I can't recall a single time we beat the Jags here in Denver.
Okay, we're at the Chargers.
Well, there's that. Yes.
Sunday, October 6th at the Los Angeles Chargers. That's so stupid. So stupid that they're in LA. God, that's dumb. Chargers, week 5.
You're gonna say I'm gonna say it's a win too because I think it seems like a loss, but I think they're gonna be hitting their stride defensively, and I think they're gonna squeak it out.
We're at their place.
So what? Their place means our place because there's so many Broncos fans there. Me and Snyder got a win. What do you guys got?
You sold me.
I got a loss. There's one game every year that the Chargers win because of the heat, and this is the game I'm pinning on that.
Okay. All
It
right.
is hot there. It is hot there in Los Angeles. The following week, though, October 13th, be nice and cool in Denver when the Tennessee Titans come to town.
I think that's a win. Yeah, Tennessee's not going to be very good.
Who's the quarterback there?
Marcus Mariota, maybe Mariota. Ryan Tannehill.
Snyder, what are you saying?
He
on
said
Tennessee?
win. He said win. What do you guys got?
Okay, I too will go win, putting them at 500 as of week 6.
Jeff.
I'm going with a loss.
Wow,
I hate to do it. I'm just
Jeff
going with it.
is killing
For
these
someone
guys.
named Bronco Jeff, he sure hates the Broncos. He fucking
I don't.
hates.
I figured this is going to be a 4-game slide, and then wait for my next answer.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Well, your next answer should be good because Thursday, October 17th, the Kansas City Chiefs come to Denver.
Okay. Tough one. It's Snyder. It's a loss for you.
No way. Win.
Okay.
I'm going loss also. And you, John?
You know what? I'm gonna go crazy, and I'm gonna say a win.
You're goddamn right.
We beat the Chiefs.
We're gonna. I don't know.
You've got them at 4-3 right now.
Oh yeah, I got him at 5-2. That can't be.
Okay.
That's
Now,
not right.
this next game, I think we all might have an opinion different than we might have had a week ago when the Broncos travel to Indianapolis.
That's gonna be a win.
I, too, will go with a win. What do you think, Snyder? Well, there's a little bit of an X factor there this year. What do you think, Jeff?
Win.
Okay, and now we've got 1 week before the Week 10 bye left right here at home. So this will be the 4th straight home game for your Denver Broncos when they host the Cleveland Browns. I am saying absolutely a loss.
I am too. That's going to be a loss. I think Cleveland's going to be rolling.
Nope. I'm going for a win.
Wow.
They're avenging last year's loss, and typically we have their number. We still have that big brother hold on those guys. They got a lucky win last year. Fuck them. They're good, but it's not quite their time yet.
Okay, Snyder. Wow. Okay.
Okay, Snyder just put him over 500. Bye week, Week 10 bye week. Ooh,
Loss.
everybody stretch out, take a nice break, have a snack, and then Sunday, November 17th, we return at Minnesota, possibly against Kyle Sloter.
That's a loss because they're always terrible off a bye. Minnesota's pretty good. I'm going to say a loss.
New coaching staff, you never know. What do you think, Snyder?
At
Minnesota. Snyder's thinking.
He's going for loss. What do you guys say?
I'm going loss.
I'm going lost.
Oh, it's a loss across the board, folks. It's a loss.
Now, the next week, I think maybe a bounce back week, but I'll see what you gentlemen think when the Denver Broncos travel to the Buffalo Bills.
God, this goes against kind of what I've been kind of preaching, but I think that's going to be a loss. I think they got a good defense.
What do you think, Snyder?
True. Okay. See, what's great about this is that I can get the games wrong, but I can get the total right.
But that's all
Anyway,
that matters.
yeah.
Yeah, ultimately, yeah.
Okay.
What do you think, Jeff, about Buffalo?
I'm going with a win, but Jesus Christ, bet the under.
It's a good
Probably
idea.
going to be a pretty sloppy game. Yeah, right there.
What'd you say, Colin?
That's on November 24th. I said a win.
Okay.
On Sunday, December 1st, the Denver Broncos host the previously mentioned LA Chargers.
I'm going to say loss. I think this is the point of the season. They're going to start running out of steam.
Yep.
And I think they're going to
I
get
agree
beat.
completely.
Yep.
What do you say, Snyder? Chargers at home.
God, they're tough to beat.
Okay, Jeff.
Jeff?
I'm going for a win as well.
Oh, okay.
So we got 2 wins, 2 losses between the 4 of us at the Chargers. And I'm going to post these here in the studio, so we'll be able to look them over and grade everybody. Now we're at the Houston Texans in December, on the 8th of December. It's an 11 o'clock game, of which they have 5 fucking games this year. 5 fucking 11 a.m. Denver time games. That sucks fucking balls. This one at Houston. Snyder, what do you say?
I say loss as well.
I absolutely agree.
Jeff.
I'm not trying to be contrarian, but I think we're going to eke this one out. We should have fucking beat them last year. We
Now,
missed
bear
the
in mind, this is a team bent on winning this division this year. Now that
Andrew Luck's
Andrew
gone.
Luck's gone, so
I know. I just think they're going to be overconfident. They're going to be heavily favored. There'll probably be an injury mixed in there. There'll be some fluky turnovers, but we're going to win that one.
well, we never want to face Kansas City in December, but we do on the 15th. We travel, and again, it's an 11 a.m. Denver time game. Total horseshit. At Kansas City, I have this as an easy loss.
Easy loss.
Yeah, no chance.
Snyder. Yeah, they're going to lose.
Okay. Time to be determined. Undetermined time yet. They face, and probably because it might be a flex game. Who knows? Time TBA. Sunday, right before Christmas on the 22nd, which is my wife's birthday. I'm not going to be able to watch this. Detroit comes to Denver. I'm going to call that a win for your Broncos.
That is a W for me.
I think they win too.
I think they're going to lose. I hate to say it. It seems like the kind of game where we'll be double-digit favorites at home. We'll find a way to fuck it up. It's just the Broncos have a history of that kind of shit, and I'm going to clean up my language after this take.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. Well, it's bookends this year. They started at Oakland. They will finish Sunday, December 29th, right before New Year's, here at home against the still Oakland Raiders. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, you do.
Wow. You heard it here first,
Wow.
folks. I'm
Okay.
going with a win, but that only puts mine at 8-8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, I got him at 8-8.
I've got him at 7 and 9, which means I push on my ticket. I've got a $60 bet right now with the over-under at 7. So that would be a push, which means I'd get my $60 back. I've got him at
Okay.
oh.
And Drew
So what
Lock's
happens-
coming in?
So looking at your predictions, you have 4 wins in the last 7 weeks, starting with Buffalo on Sunday, November 24th, and 2 wins. It looks to me like you've got Flacco getting hurt against Kansas City in week 7.
Controversial, as always. What else you got, Snyder? What's some of the other ideas?
I don't doubt that. I don't think that's crazy.
It's not crazy.
So I'm going to write these down on the back here. So you've got Drew Lock will start. Give me a ranking amongst NFL teams for the Broncos defense.
Broncos defense, top 3.
Top 3. And you have them going to the playoffs. And you have Chubb over Miller for sacks. Okay. I've written all this down. We're going to hold your feet to the fire, but you've been eerily accurate over the last many, many years.
So do you have 3 AFC West teams making the playoffs? Both wild cards from our division?
No.
Okay, so
2.
you think the Chargers will miss the playoffs and the Chiefs and Broncos will go? All right.
John, your final record?
According to my sheet, they're going to be 8-8, but I think they're going to be 9-7. I think they're going to be a 9-7.
And Jeff, where do you come down?
Yep, I'm at 8-8.
Yeah, I think they'll.
And I got 7 and 9. So we've got a 7, a 9, a 9, and an 8. We're all kind of in the same zone.
It's amazing. I'm always the optimist. I'm always the optimist. It's unreal.
It is unreal. I don't know, man. I'm just they seem pretty mediocre on the offense. The defense, I think, is going to be great. It's going to probably win them some games. It'll probably be one of those things where they the defense will be great, and it'll be remember when the defense was really good, and they were like, yeah, if the offense could just score some points, I think they'll do that this year. I think that sounds good. Well, Snyder, as always, wish you could be here to join us and do this show, but I know you have a prior commitment. Hopefully your draft went well.
I don't know. I think I actually missed my.
Awesome. That's great. Kind of like you did on Sunday, huh? Oh, well, that's not good. Are you ready for the Legal Weed Melvin draft in 2 nights? Yes, you are. Yeah. And then the other one the next night. Don't forget about that one too. That's good. That's what we want. We want those donations to the cause. So thanks, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you later. All right, bye.
Peace out.
We're at about an hour. We can take a quick break. Come back for some final
Let's
thoughts.
just wrap it up. Yeah.
And you want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
Okay.
Come back. Final thoughts. Take a leak.
Final thoughts. Take a leak. Maybe crack another beer. We'll see how it goes. We'll be right back. Do you got a small beer somewhere?
Yeah. 16 or a 12?
12.
Okay, I'll grab you next.
Oh, you don't have to. I'll drink that. It's fine. It's not so bad in here because it hasn't been fucking scorching hot.
Today was 94.
It was hot, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah.
cold last night.
That's
Usually
the-
takes the bricks
the
all day.
mornings,
to heat
the
up.
Tomorrow's
mornings
supposed to be 97. I'm so tired of it.
No, I'm not.
It's the only kind of weather I can't deal with is the extreme heat.
All right, let's bring her out. I don't mind the heat because,
Because you're 2 years older than me.
well, no, it's just my house is wonderful. It's not hot, and I love it.
My house isn't so bad. I got a back porch that faces south, and it's fucking brilliant because we
Yeah.
eat breakfast and dinner out there this time of year because you're never getting that late afternoon sun, so it's always pleasant out there. But the upstairs.
Do you have a north-facing driveway?
Yeah.
Does it
Oh.
fucking turn to an ice sheet?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it's bad.
Oh yeah, mine's
Really, really
mine's
bad.
terrible. Yeah, mine's
But
fucking.
I'll take that for the south-facing back patio.
Yeah.
It's worth it because you go over to my neighbor's house, you sit out there, you just
It's
get
fucking good.
cooked. It's like you're under a magnifying glass.
No, my house is pleasant, so it doesn't matter to me. And my peppers fucking are not fully in yet because the brutal spring. So I need that to continue.
Mine fucking. Do you start yours from seeds?
Some, but most we get as little plants because from seed was just too hard to fucking do.
Yeah, I've been doing that when my son is 5. I'm like, this is the process. You start it with like this, and
He's like, this is fucking boring.
he's like, this is bullshit. It's like
bullshit.
Yeah.
No, we kind
I've
of
been
stopped
trying,
that
but
because
it hasn't ever worked. Like 3 years.
yeah,
in a row.
it's not. I don't know what it is. And my wife's really good at it, but she can't quite get it. And so we just go. There's like a house over in our neighborhood, and they have a plant sale every spring,
Oh, nice.
and it's just some house.
Yeah, I'd do something like that.
Yeah,
versus
and
going
I get little ones, and then I grow them. And what we did that, and all the hailstorms and the nasty weather, fucking brewed, like
Yeah.
almost wiped them out. Like one, I was like, oh, that one's dead. That one's fucking gone. Totally came back. It's got jalapenos on it now. I got purple jalapenos.
There you go.
They're really cool looking, and they're not hot. Like the very top, if you eat the very top, like with the seeds, it's kind of hot, but it's not like a jalapeno where it's just burning the hell out of you.
Yeah, at this point, my eyes are getting like a tolerance to hot peppers because I don't wash my hands enough after I eat hot shit.
Yeah.
I'm always rubbing my eyes. But yeah, I just want to grow those crazy hot peppers, and like they seem easy to grow, but the side of my house, because they say they like all that hot heat.
They-
The side of my house gets like 16 hours of scorching sun all day, and like they're wilted and dead every day. Then you water them, and then they come back to life.
yeah, that might be
It's
too much.
It's
That
too
might
much.
be too much.
I'm moving this year.
Because mine are on the west side, and they got a lot of stuff to block it.
Okay.
So they get sun, but it's not a lot. I was growing really hot ones, like I did, like ghost peppers and stuff like that, and they take a long time to come in. Like
Yeah.
jalapenos will start going, and then all of a sudden you've got like a mass amount of jalapenos. But some of those real hot ones, those kind of exotic ones, they take a while. So
When I tried to grow ghost peppers, the plant only grew like that fucking tall.
Yeah,
I
it's-
fucked up. I got
I got a couple. I had a couple last year, and I never even tried it because I was like, I'm not gonna eat this fucking thing. It's kind of a waste.
Yeah, true.
But I got
dude, mine fucking Cindy is a great gardener. Great gardener. And she does an amazing job. But this time of year, there's a fucking huge pile of this and a huge pile of that. Nobody's gonna eat that shit. And it just sits there in the garage and on the counter, just fucking rotting away.
There's a lot.
Drives me nuts.
There's a lot of like you're like, oh, I got because then before
It's like cucumbers and fucking asparagus.
oh, and like zucchini.
Yeah, zucchini.
Oh,
It's fucking huge. It's the
Zucchini-
size of your leg. What am I going to do with
Zucchini
that?
goes fucking out of control, and then you're like, everyone's like, no, neighbor's like, no, fuck, I don't want any.
Yeah.
And like
She
before-
shreds it and freezes it, and we got 4 years worth of frozen fucking shredded fucking zucchini.
But then but then the next year you'll have 4 more years.
Yeah.
And like there's gonna be like finally gonna be a cold snap, it's gonna freeze. I'll take all the peppers that are left, and I've got a massive fucking bowl and just nothing to do with them and I think I got to figure out how to like boil them down and make hot sauce or something because it's a waste.
Well, I love barbecuing them and turning them into strips, but I'll
That's
use
great.
4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, you don't use that.
You know, sweating them in a plastic bag and peeling the skin off.
But
and all
then
that.
I get green chilies from the stand down the street, and so I got that covered. So I think I'm just like I'm not going to grow as many. I'm going to grow I could grow like 2 jalapeno plants and maybe 2 other ones, and that's enough. And the rest of it, like this shit, because I have a hot box, and I've got a regular pepper box. The regular peppers, they're barely fucking coming in. They're not even going to be in by the time it gets cold again. So it's like, what a fucking waste.
One
I
thing
probably
Cindy
wasted
did
fucking $200.
that's really fucking cool is she put an herb garden up against the fence facing the north side on this little cross street.
Yeah.
And she's got signs on her fence that say mint, help yourself,
Yeah.
and basil, help yourself. And people come with little baskets. The little ladies come with a pair of scissors and some baskets, and they clip some.
Yeah, because you know what? That's all you need. Because you're like, oh, I need a little basil for tonight. Clip
Yeah.
off a few.
Yeah.
It's great.
So people actually do that, and she actually sells out
It's a good idea.
of free herbs. Well, that was good. I thought that schedule thing was interesting.
Yeah, it's
Decent-
always a good
decent
one.
pod. So yeah, I don't
have much.
I hit for pretty much everything. Are we going to be able to hang on to Nolan? Let's just
I want
touch
to
on
talk
that
about, I want to
briefly.
talk about the Rockies a little bit too. So I'm ready to go.
So I'll do a read and then a song and then an outro song. That's it.
Yep. Okay.
yeah, you'll need a song. You'll need 2 songs.
Yeah, I got. One.
Down to 1 viewer, but who's going to stick around for an hour 41 minutes? Because we sat and dicked around for a half hour trying to get the fucking thing to work. Are you ready to go?
I'm muted still. Okay. Lots of fantasy talk in this episode of the Fan Cast, and we're very happy, very proud to once again be supported by footballguys.com. I'm telling you guys, it's a great deal. All your drafts are coming up. For like $30, you get the Draft Dominator. You get customized cheat sheets specifically designed for the scoring system in your league. There are all kinds of advantages, not to mention the Audible podcast, expertise from people like Cecil Lammy and Sidney Bloom. It's not to be missed. Football Guys remains the best product in the fantasy industry. We endorse them. They endorse us. They're our friends. Please let them know the South Stand sent you.
Did you pay your Spotify bill?
Yeah, I just didn't.
Oh, whoa. It's taking me back to the 90s.
I just keep thinking Ivanka Trump is going to cover this song.
She should.
She's so hot.
She's hot, but man. Can't.
I can't look past it. She's not hot.
Yeah, I can't.
I
look
love
past
the spanker booty.
She doesn't even want to. She doesn't even want to live with the common people. That's definitely not what she wants to do. So
Oh, she thinks she's common people.
she thinks she's Jewish too. I don't know if you guys knew that. Common people, I want to do what common people do. I want to sleep with common people. That's definitely what I want to
Who
do. So.
doesn't?
I want to say, Colin, I just realized that you look like David Lynch. Did you know you look like David Lynch?
No, I did not know.
I've been watching Twin Peaks: The Return again. This is my second time through. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, it's one of the greatest things on fucking television.
I never did the first Twin Peaks.
If you never did the first one, this won't make any sense because it doesn't make much sense as it is. But David Lynch is in it. He was a character in the original, and he's featured prominently in this. But you guys kind of have the same hair, and you kind of look similar. So you could put on a black suit, and you could be like David Lynch for Halloween. I realized watching this.
Okay,
recently.
that would make an obscure Halloween.
Just so
costume.
yeah, somebody might get it. Somebody might get it. Just you got to make your hair kind of stand up a little bit.
Best Halloween costume I ever saw was a few years ago. This woman just had her hair all sticky and stuck everywhere, and she had a bunch of shit on her face, and she had a name tag that said Eileen. It was fucking hilarious.
It's pretty
It's
good.
like that's
subtle.
good. That's good.
Speaking of messes, let's talk about the Rockies. Sticky messes.
It is a sticky mess.
We were talking about this before we started recording. I've had tickets and I've just fucking given them away. I've given away because I'm like, I'm not going down there. I'm not going to drag myself.
I want to go down there one more time.
It's
for like a Wednesday afternoon gentleman's lunch game kind of thing.
I had tickets for this Friday. I gave them to some friends because I was like, we have the legal weed Melvin draft, and I was like, I'm not going to reschedule this draft because I got stupid tickets. So I can drag my family down there who doesn't care about baseball anyway, and I'm just going to sit there and be pissed because they fell on their faces so much. I gave some tickets to our friend Cheryl Tweedy, Spencer, as she used to be known. I gave some to her. Who I knew she'd appreciate them because she likes going down there. But I was just like, I don't want to fucking deal. I don't want to sit there because I know they suck. I know they're long out of it. And they were.
You should have told her, if you follow Colin on Twitter again, I'll give you some fucking tickets.
Well, I'm not going to do that because that's a bet that you've made by yourself, and you need to lie in it. So I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, didn't we? Yeah, deep sigh. But the Rockies suck, and my sister was like, "Hey, she said, I'm going down to the Rockies tonight. This is the first game I've gone to all season." I was like, "Oh, really? I thought you'd been to some." She's like, "No," and I was like, "Oh," good, have fun. And I said they were just a bitter disappointment this year. They had so much promise after last year. We thought these guys are going to fucking make a run at it. Maybe they won't win the division, but they're going to be right in the thick of that wild card. They fucking suck.
Well, and it wasn't just preseason. They started out really rough, and then they started climbing the ladder, and it started to look. Oh my gosh, they're within a few games of the Dodgers, and they're well within the wild card conversation. And they just keep getting better. And then there was that series at home against the Dodgers where rookies were walking off again. They had rookies walk off against them 3 nights in a row.
That July was like a historically bad season for them. Just historically bad. It was awful. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on this. We got to get out of here. But I just wanted to say that they fucking suck. And
what the big story is, what are the implications when it comes to Arenado? Because he can opt out the season after next, and it's beginning to feel a lot to me like this 8-year deal he signed with that 3-year opt out. I remember listening at the fan war room thing that we went to.
Yeah,
one of the guys, I think it was Zach By, that said, "Well, he's going to be 30, whatever, and it's." Unless this team really melts down, it's hard to see him leaving after 3 years. And what did they do?
They melted down.
Well,
if they swan dive again like they did in July, he will probably look to be moved. I would think they would,
or they'd want to move him.
That's what I'm saying.
They might want to.
They're going to go, look, he's going to be out of here. He's not going to. Beyond the 3 years, he's not going to be here. Or they'll hold him till the beginning of his last year, and then they'll move him.
So technically, that 8-year deal he signed is starting to become a next year deal.
It pretty much, because and I honestly did not think it was going to be. I thought, oh man, they really kind of got it in gear. The pitchers were doing really well, and they just on all levels
looked like Wade Davis was going to be a closer.
Oh my god. So anyway, I think that's what you're looking at with that.
And now there's a new pitcher on IL every week,
which sucks because remember this time last year we were all like, we were still into the Rockies and we're like, oh, the Broncos, Vance Joseph, fuck that. Rockies were kind of the focus because they were making that push, and it was something we were like paying attention to. But now it was just like the same old bullshit, and it was very disappointing. I hope they get it together. I hope they do a couple things. Ian Desmond, fucking Daniel Murphy, those guys fucking suck. They shouldn't be on this fucking team. They should be long gone. But Desmond signed for probably another year. I know Murphy signed for another 2 years, maybe another year at least. So I don't know. I don't want to dwell on it, but yeah, it sucks. But I just final Bronco thoughts before we sign off. We ran through the schedules. They're not going to be world beaters this year, but I'm looking forward to it. Last season, the second year of Vance Joseph, I was
not looking forward to it.
I was so bummed out. I just thought this sucked, and I was not into it at all. I was barely watching the games because I was watching Red Zone only, and I just wasn't even watching the Bronco games because they just weren't in the Red Zone, and it just sucked. When they almost beat the Chiefs that first time, I watched that game. I was so invested in it, and I was just like, yes. And then they fucking blew it. I don't remember how they blew it, but they blew it. And I was so pissed. At that point, I just fucking signed off. I was like, nope, this isn't it. I'm back. I'm willing to give them a chance because I think they've got the sexual assaulter out of there and his married men, and I'm looking forward to it.
It really does make a huge difference having that guy gone. I have never hated another person associated with the Denver Broncos more, other than maybe Bill Romanowski. I hated it.
What about Eddie Kinnison when he came back as a Chief?
That he wasn't associated with
All
the
right.
Broncos anymore. No, I love Josh McDaniels. I was optimistic about Josh McDaniels
over Vance Joseph.
Night and day.
Josh McDaniels is a shithead, and I'm sure he's just a prick to be around. But he's probably far better than Vance Joseph.
I would listen to Bill Simmons' podcast while I was mowing the lawn on Monday, and he wondered aloud. Of course, he's a huge Patriots fan.
Him?
He wondered aloud. I wonder if the reason that Josh McDaniels screwed the Colts over is because he had an indication his luck thing was coming. Maybe he knew and didn't want to deal with it.
That's exactly why I don't listen to Bill Simmons.
I don't listen to Bill Simmons either. I respect Bill Simmons for what he did and kind of like how he brought the fan aspect into media, but I can't.
Well, and that segment he did about 25 minutes on Andrew Luck's retirement, and it was excellent.
He's good at what he does. I just don't like what his viewpoint is anymore. I'm not into it. And the fact that he has Chuck Klosterman on there all the time. Chuck Klosterman can suck a big old dick. That guy fucking sucks. He's an asshole. And I just can't abide that. Sorry, Bill. I know you're listening. But yeah. So anyway, but it's going to be a crazy NFL season. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking for going to wager some on the NFL games in Las Vegas.
And that's what's great about the NFL when you get right down to it is it's not just your team. Whereas I think the way I know you're a big NHL fan, but most people in the Denver market pay attention to the Avalanche, and that's it. Most Nuggets fans pay attention to the Nuggets, and that's pretty much it. When it comes to the NFL, though, the thing that we can all get excited about is even if the Broncos are bad, there's an entire league to pay attention to. There's all these divisions, 8 divisions,
but that's
exciting
but
across the board.
A lot of that has to do with fantasy, and with hockey,
absolutely,
it has to do with a lot because I play a lot of fantasy hockey and I play daily fantasy hockey. I have to know a lot about all the other teams and the players. Now, I follow the Avalanche exclusively. If there's a hockey game on that I can get that's not something I have to pay for some bullshit package.
Right, like a Sunday night game.
Yeah, or like sometimes
ESPN
like NHL Network will show a game, and I'll watch, the Capitals are on. I'll watch Ovechkin score some goals. That's great stuff. I will watch that. But definitely NFL football is something that, it's Monday night and the fucking Chargers and the Bengals are playing. Well, I'm definitely going to watch some of this.
Yeah, if the NFL's on TV, you're watching it.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So it is of that. Baseball, I just watch the Rockies. And if the Rockies fucking suck like they do this year, I'm not really paying too much attention. I'm not watching –
outside the World Series.
Yeah, I'm not watching it. So, hey, maybe that makes me a bad sports fan. I think it makes me selective in what I'm into. So, if you guys don't have anything else, we can get out of here.
Thanks for surviving this with us, guys. Jeff, really appreciate it.
This has been a
rocky.
Pleasure's all mine. Thanks again, Scott.
We've had worse technical difficulties.
We have.
In the 10 years we've had worse. Now listen, before we go, I do want to say we have to get a hold of our friend Marcelo, and I think he's kind of a historian of the show. I think he might be able to, because I sat here and I was like, I got to think of some things that maybe, and I was like, I can't recall anything. I'm like, my brain's gone. There's been some really funny fucking moments, but I can't recall them. Maybe he can help out. We maybe need to talk to him and see if he can pull some.
Can I tell you my best questions read joke ever?
Yes.
Just right here to close the show. This was back when I think Jake Plummer was the quarterback, but Josina Henderson had recently left Fox 31 for ESPN, and she was their Broncos insider. And my joke was, is Josina Anderson considered a Broncos insider because she's had so many Broncos inside her? Still remains my favorite to this day.
It's a pretty good one. And true, right?
Yeah. Depends on who you ask.
It depends on who you ask. Good stuff. We'll have more. When we get back, we'll have some more. We'll try to have some more trips down memory lane. I think we got to come up with some stuff that we can recall. There's been plenty of really good shows. We had
6-0.
The 6-0 show was really good. We had Cecil on many times. Nate Kreckman, Reno, obviously.
The time that Tom Nalen told us that Mike Shanahan told John Elway he'd be retired.
That was awesome. And then we asked him the next time. He's like,
"Oh, I don't know
what you're talking about." And I was like, and I'm like, Colin, you heard that, right?
You totally said that, dude.
I was like, I know I fucking heard it. Anyways, yeah.
It's like, remember when he did that lap around the stadium after the Jets game? Yeah, that's because Shanahan told him he probably better do that.
Go take a lap. This is your last game. And we're like, holy shit. And then he was like, no, I don't really call that. And I was like, what? I was like, I'm not going crazy. I know that fucking Colin heard it too. Anyway, lots of good moments like that. It's good stuff.
First time we had Lauren Gardner in, and she came in through the alley. She's wearing jeans, just looks fucking amazing, and she's walking through this sketchy area, dark, late at night. Doesn't even fucking care.
Yeah, I didn't care.
So cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, a lot of good times. We'll try to recall those as we go. But hey, until next time, this has been the South Stands Denver Fancast. Adios.
We love you, Denver!
Here we go. That's easy top.
No, it's that King Giz. Scott told me to play it.
Oh, yeah.
They're so fucking good. They're just this Aussie band that puts out like 3 or 4 albums a year. King Gizzard and the Lizard.
Oh, these guys that work love them.
They're fucking nuts.
Yeah, Jared and Bobby here at the shop fucking love these guys.
They don't give a fuck. They put these albums out and they're all really good. And some of it's really hard and heavy. Some of it's kind of more like this. But
Bring me out.
yeah, I just went. Actually, I hung out with Scott and his wife at the concert. It was cool.
All right. So I got that.
King Gizzard. All right.
All right.
Yeah, so I was at a Nuggets game
This
fucking years ago when I first signed up for Stitcher. I've listened to
this.
over a
Good
year's
night.
worth of
Thanks for
Stitcher,
tuning
like,
in.
terms of
Appreciate
hours.
it.
But
We'll see you next
they have all
time.
these categories for podcasts, and one of them said local, so I just hit the local, and this came up, and I started listening to